Hello, everyone. Our channel selects viewpoints and analytical articles from think tanks and well-known figures within the Chinese internet and presents them to Western readers so that everyone can understand how China thinks. If you find this helpful, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share our channel. Thank you. It should be emphasized that the content we present reflects only the original author's views. Our aim is merely to enhance readers' understanding of perspectives from the Chinese intellectual and policymaking circles. In recent years, China has embarked on a sweeping reorientation of its energy infrastructure, moving from a reliance on coal and fossil fuels toward an ambitious expansion of solar power, grid-scale transmission, and battery storage. By the end of May 2025, China's cumulative installed solar photovoltaic capacity reportedly surpassed 1.08 terawatts, representing the fastest-growing segment of the national power system. At the same time, China's ultra-high voltage transmission lines and rapid deployment of distributed rooftop systems are reshaping how electricity flows across the country, from desert bases to urban centers. This is as much about industrial strategy and global technology leadership as it is about energy and climate policy. As a Western observer, you may find the scale and coordination of this model unfamiliar or even unsettling. If you listen through to the end, you may ask yourself, does this model hold lessons worth learning? Or do you see in it the seeds of fatal flaws on the Chinese end? Feel free to share your reflections in the comments below. With that context in mind, let's now turn to the main content. Published on July 11, 2025 from the Chinese internet. Mildly adapted and polished. 7 years ago, in 2017, Wang Chuanfu, the founder and chairman of BYD, China's leading electric vehicle and battery company, made a bold statement on national television. He said that if only 1% of China's deserts were covered with solar panels, the entire country could be powered, and coal plants could eventually be shut down. He added that solar power stops when the sun sets, so batteries must store the excess energy from daytime to keep the lights on at night. At the time, people laughed. Online comments mocked him. Some said, "Covering deserts with panels? That's science fiction." Others joked, "Before the panels are up, the sandstorms will blow them away." But Wang stayed calm. He saw the long horizon of energy change when few others could. 3 years later, Elon Musk made a similar remark, saying that a small corner of Texas, if filled with solar panels, could power the entire United States. The idea that once sounded crazy now felt strangely familiar, and those who mocked Wang's words began to fall silent. By the end of May 2025, China's total installed solar capacity had reached 1.08 terawatts, about 30% of the nation's total power capacity. That's the equivalent of 48 Three Gorges dams, or nearly half of the world's entire solar power. From January to May alone, China added 200 gigawatts, a 150% increase from last year. To put that in perspective, the United States has about 1.2 terawatts of total power capacity, with solar making up under 200 gigawatts. Japan's total is around 350 gigawatts, and Germany's 250. In short, China's solar capacity is now almost equal to America's entire power system. Its growth in just half a year equals the total electricity capacity of industrial powers like Germany or Japan. Across China, from the Gobi Desert, a vast, windswept plain that stretches across northern China and into Mongolia, to the shores of the South China Sea, the landscape is changing. Travelers in Xinjiang, the far western province famous for its deserts and mountains, describe driving for 10 minutes at highway speed through a single solar farm and still not seeing the end. In the Hexi Corridor and the Tengger and Kubuki deserts, enormous solar bases now stretch for hundreds of kilometers. Once barren land has turned into energy gold. Under the panels, something unexpected happens. The water used to clean the glass, and the shade from the panels helped grass to grow. At first, workers were sent to clear it. Then someone had a better idea. Let the sheep handle it. Now, in some regions, you can see sheep grazing under vast arrays of solar panels. People laugh and say, "Electricity above, sheep below." Some even call them PV sheep, joking that one day they might become a new Chinese breed. Even the great oil fields of China have gone solar. In Daqing, the legendary oil base of the Northeast, solar generation has doubled year on year, reaching 423 million kilowatt-hours. Changqing, once known for gas fields, now has panels at more than 2,700 sites. The Tarim Basin, a desert oil region in Xinjiang, has generated over 820 million kilowatt-hours of solar power. One online comment joked, "The oilmen are now drilling for sunlight." Solar has even reached the sea. In the coastal city of Qingdao, China's first offshore floating solar project is now online. Built on seawater, it generates about 16.7 million kilowatt-hours a year. A netizen quipped, "Even the ocean is making electricity now." What's next? Solar whales? Beyond the giant state-led bases, rooftop and community solar are booming too. Small-scale systems for homes and shops already make up 43% of all solar capacity. In rural China, families spend around 10,000 yuan, roughly $400 to install panels, a power controller, and storage batteries. They can run air conditioners all day, power their gardens, and even sell extra electricity back to the grid. In sunny regions like the Northwest, they say the system pays for itself within 1,000 or 2,000 hours of sunlight. Online, people love to share their experiences. One person said, "We used to fear the electricity bill every month. Now the power company pays us." Another joked, "We don't grow crops anymore. We grow light. Technology keeps improving fast." New Perovskite tandem cells, an advanced material that converts sunlight to electricity more efficiently, have reached a record 31.27% conversion rate, beyond what traditional silicon can do. Mass-produced N-type silicon cells now exceed 25% efficiency and hold nearly 80% of the market. Prices are falling, but competition is fierce. As one netizen wrote, "Whoever survives this price war will own the sun." Transmission is another frontier. China's ultra-high voltage lines, or UHV, can send electricity more than 3,000 kilometers from the sunny deserts of the west to the crowded cities of the east, with less than 5% loss. These lines connect Xinjiang to Shanghai, carrying daylight across time zones. One engineer described it beautifully. "We are chasing the sun across the land." In July 2025, new government policies required industries like steel, aluminum, cement, and data centers to use a minimum share of green power. Data centers, the backbone of the digital economy, must now reach 80% clean electricity. As one online joke went, "Even your selfies are now solar-powered. Energy storage is following close behind." China is building more pumped storage hydropower plants and developing solid-state batteries, the next leap in battery technology. The country's size and multiple time zones help balance generation and demand. When the eastern coast turns on its lights, the western deserts are still in full sunlight. Power now flows eastward, sunlight traveling on wires. Around this massive energy transformation, new industries are emerging. Recycling old panels and batteries has become a multi-billion-dollar market. Robots now roam solar farms, cleaning panels under the blazing sun. And in many places, the land under the panels is shared with farmers and herders. One netizen summed it up perfectly. "The panels work by day, the sheep by night, and everyone eats grass-fed electricity." Throughout history, every major energy shift has reshaped the world, from coal-powered Britain to oil-fueled America. Now, China is leading the age of sunlight. While the United States is promoting new, local content industrial policies to protect its own industries, China already holds the key technologies: solar power, solid-state batteries, and ultra-high voltage transmission. Together they form what some call an energy internet. People online say, "We used to sell cheap labor, now we sell sunshine." And perhaps that's true. If solar power one day combines with controllable nuclear fusion and next-generation storage, the cost of electricity could drop close to zero. That would transform everything, from synthetic food made with electricity to all-electric transportation and AI-powered factories. One comment captured the dream. Free energy will be the new revolution. And yet, amid all the optimism, some people still look at the stock market and sigh. "Solar company shares remain sluggish." Someone joked, "The sun is rising, but my portfolio isn't." Another replied, Wang Chuanfu lit up the world, but not my A-shares. Then came a quieter voice online. Every great change begins with laughter and doubt. 7 years ago, they laughed at him. Today, they live in his light. That concludes today's narration. Through the voices of China's industrial thinkers, we've explored how policy, technology, and strategy converge in the country's push to rise through solar energy and intelligence. For clarity and flow, some parts of the original conversation have been summarized or slightly adjusted. Certain technical or context-heavy sections may also have been refined to make them easier for international audiences to follow. If you would like to read the full transcript or discuss the ideas in more depth, you are welcome to reach out to us directly. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to How China Thinks. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.